What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. I hope you're having an amazing day so far. Today, guys, we are going to continue our deep dive into mutations. And with that being said, we're going to work on two particular mutations. Those mutations being herbivore and carnivore. So these are going to be two mutations that are very much food based. So these mutations are actually going to allow the respective food for each mutation to give you some pretty good buffs. We're going to go over those buffs here today. Alright guys, so we're going to deep dive into the buffs for each one of these mutations. So that's what we're going to jump into. We're going to jump into the food. Alright guys, up first we do have the agility food buffs. So these are going to be buffs that are going to give you increases to your agility, which is part of your specials. So we're going to waste no time, guys. Crispy squirrel bits is going to be the first one. This is for carnivore. It's going to give you a +4 agility with the base mutation. With Sen, it's going to give you +5. This is active for 30 minutes. And fox jerky is going to give you the exact same boost. So fox jerky and crispy squirrel bits is going to give you both a +4 and a +5 if you have strange in numbers active. Both are activated for 30 minutes. Next, guys, the next 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, the next 4 guys are all for carnivore, and they all give you the same boost. They're all going to give you the same buffs, and they're all active for 60 minutes. And that is going to be fried radroach on a stick, fried scorpion on a stick, ground mole rat, and Mirelurk soft shell cake. These are going to give you a +6 for agility and a +7.5 for agility if you have strange in numbers. And again, they are active for 60 minutes. Alright guys, and rolling into our first herbivore food item for you that's going to actually give you a buff for agility. There's only 3 herbivore ones for agility, so carnivore definitely wins for agility. You're going to have mut fruit juice. This can give you a +2 agility and +2.5 if you have strange in numbers with the herbivore mutation, activated for 30 minutes. Up next, guys, we have 2 more carnivore ones that have the same increase in buffs, and that is going to be smoked scourge beast lung and squirrel on a stick. These are both obviously the carnivore mutations. They both give you a +6 to agility and +7.5 to agility if you have strange in numbers. The only difference between the two is smoked scourge beast lung is only active for 30 minutes, but squirrel on a stick is active for 60. And finally, guys, for the agility food buffs, we have 2 more herbivore mutations. It is going to be steeped melon blossom chai. And you can tell I'm not much of a tea drinker. It is going to give you a +4 to agility and +5 to agility if you have strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. That's a pretty good one. And then you're going to have syrup, which is going to give you a +2 agility and +2.5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. We're going to roll into the next category, which is actually AP regeneration. And let me just tell you, herbivore is going to take this one by a landslide. Alright guys, up first for herbivore is going to be blackberry honey crisp. This is going to give you a +10% AP regeneration and +12.5% AP regeneration if you have strange in numbers. This is active for a whopping 90 minutes. That's a really good one. Following that, guys, is going to be another herbivore. It's going to be blackberry juice. This is going to give you a +4% AP regeneration, +5% if you have strange in numbers, and then this is going to be active for 30 minutes. And another one, this is probably my favorite one that I use, even though I'm a carnivore, it still works for me, and it's going to be company tea. So company tea with the herbivore mutation is going to give you a +20% AP regeneration per second, +25 AP regeneration if you have strange in numbers, and this is active for 1 hour 60 minutes. So that's right, 60 minutes. I don't know why I said an hour 60 minutes. It's the same thing, but 60 minutes is the company tea activated for. And then we have another herbivore mutation item. It's going to be corn soup. This is going to give you a plus 6 AP regeneration per second. And if you have strange numbers, plus 7.5 AP regen per second. This is active for 30 minutes. Then we're going to roll into our first carnivore food item on the list for AP regen. And it's going to be fried deer skins. This is going to give you a plus 6% with the mutation and plus 7.5 if you have strange numbers, activated for 60 minutes. Rolling back to herbivore, guys, we have lemonade, which is going to give you a plus 4 AP regeneration and plus 5 AP regeneration if you have strange numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have the Mirelurk egg omelet. This is going to be a carnivore item that is going to give you a 4% AP regen and 5% if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have another herbivore item, steeped fever blossom tea. This is going to give you a plus 10% AP regen and then a plus 12.5 AP regen if you have strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Then we have another herbivore item, guys, sweet Labrador tea. This is going to give you a plus 10% AP regen and plus 12.5% if you have strange numbers, active for 60 minutes. Then finally, you have another herbivore item, potato salad surprise. It's going to be a 10% AP regen and a 12.5% if you have strange in numbers, only active for 30 minutes. So guys, herbivore definitely takes the cake here for AP food regens. So if you're like a very big AP build, maybe you want to go with herbivore. But next we're going to get into a pretty popular category here. That is going to be carry weight. So carry weight is going to be in the next buff. All these foods are going to give you buffs for carry weight, and surprise, surprise, there's not a single herbivore item on here. So this is all going to be carnivore items. So we'll make it that easy to distinguish. So up first, guys, the first 3 items are going to give you a plus 40 carry weight with the mutation and a plus 50 carry weight if you have strange in numbers. That is going to be Cramburger, which is active for 30 minutes, fried rad toad legs, which is active for 60 minutes, and then grilled rad stag, which is active for 30 minutes. Then guys, we're gonna roll on to the next one, which is gonna be grilled rad toad. We just had the rad toad legs, now we have grilled rad toad. This is gonna give you a plus 20 carry weight with the mutation, and then plus 25 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then guys, we have the pepperoni roll. This is going to give you a plus 60 carry weight. And then if you have strange in numbers, guys, plus 75, and this is active for a whopping 60 minutes. That's a pretty big buff right there, guys. Plus 75 carry weight. So make sure you consume that when you're on the team so you get that plus 75 for 60 minutes. That's a very, very good carry weight buff. Up next, you have the ribeye steak, guys. It's going to give you a plus 40 carry weight base with the mutation. Then you're going to have plus 50 carry weight if you have strange in numbers for 30 minutes. Then you have roasted ant. This is going to be another plus 20 carry weight, and then a plus 25 carry weight if you have strange in numbers, lasting for 30 minutes. Then guys, you have my favorite one. I actually have a Mirelurk steamer in my camp. I know I've mentioned this quite a few times in some past videos. This is going to be the smoked Mirelurk fillet. So if you have the Mirelurk steamer, this does produce these, so you can just log on and have a few of these ready to go. It's going to give you a plus 60 carry weight base mutation with strange in numbers, plus 75, and this is active for a whopping 90 minutes. That's probably the best carry weight buff right there. And then finally, you have the Yao Guai pastry. This is going to give you a plus 60 carry weight. And then if you have strange numbers, it's going to give you plus 75 carry weight. This is active for 60 minutes. So yeah, as I was saying before, carnivore definitely wins carry weight. Carnivore definitely the option to go with if you're like me and you want a lot of carry weight. Alright guys, up next is charisma. So if you're working on a charisma build where you have some cool dialogue options as well as some great shop prices, these are the buffs for you. There's not a lot of them, so here we go, guys. We're going to jump right into it. Up first, guys, it's going to be a herbivore item. It is going to be the corn pawn. This is going to give you a +4 charisma boost, and if you have strange in numbers, of course, +5. This is active for 30 minutes. Then we have a carnivore item, the Mothman egg omelet, guys. Same as the corn, except for carnivore, +4 charisma, +5 if you have strange numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have Ruby's canned Pozzoli, active for 10 minutes only. This is going to give you a +4 charisma boost and a +5 if you have strange and numbers. Then, guys, we have a herbivore item. This is going to be simple ash rose tea. This is going to give you a +2 if you have the herbivore mutation, and +2.5 if you also have strange in numbers. This is active for 30 minutes. Then you have steeped ash rose tea. This is going to give you a +4 charisma boost if you have the mutation herbivore, and +5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then, guys, we have the sweet roll. This is going to work for, believe it or not, both mutations. So we have our first both mutations buff. This is going to give you +3 charisma with either mutation, and then +3 charisma with strange numbers as well. It also gives you +3 if you don't even have either mutation. So it's kind of just a base model of +3. This is active for 90 minutes. Alright, guys, up next we have damage resistance food. So this is going to be food that with these mutations is going to give you a bonus resistance to damage. So these are pretty good before going into like a boss fight. So keep that in mind. Guys, up first we have a herbivore mutation one. This is going to be cranberry jam. This is going to give you a +20 damage resistance with the mutation herbivore, and +25 damage resistance if you have strange in numbers. This is active for 60 minutes. Up next, guys, is Headhunter's cheese. This is going to be for the carnivore mutation. This is going to give you a +20 damage resistance, +25 damage resistance if you have strange in numbers, and this is active for 30 minutes. Up next, guys, after that we have the Mirelurk boil. This can give you the same exact buffs as the Headhunter's cheese, and this is also active for 30 minutes. Then, guys, we have the Mirelurk jerky, also a carnivore mutation item. Gives you 30 damage resistance, and then +37.5 damage resistance if you have strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Then, guys, we have Pothole Pie. This is another carnivore item, giving you a +20 damage resistance with the mutation, and then with the mutation and strange numbers, +25 damage resistance, active for 30 minutes. Up next is going to be Rad Stag Redemption, guys. This is going to be another carnivore mutation item. This can give you +20 damage resistance, and then +25 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have the Scourge Beast Steak, another carnivore item. It's going to give you a +30 damage resistance and +37.5 damage resistance if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have the Slit Bean Puree. This is for the herbivore mutation. This is going to give you a +30 damage resistance, +37.5 if you have strange in numbers. This is going to be active for 60 minutes. Then finally, for damage resistance, we have Sunshine Oil. This is going to be for the herbivore mutation. It's going to give you +30 damage resistance just with the mutation, and then +37.5 damage resistance. It's going to give you a +30 damage resistance with the mutation, and then +37.5 damage resistance if you have strange in numbers. But this is only active for 5 minutes. So there's a good bit of damage resistant food buffs, a lot more carnivore ones to choose from. So if that's what you're looking for, keep that in mind when choosing which mutation out of the two you want to go with. We're going to keep it rolling, guys. Up next is going to be disease resistance food. These are going to be food buffs that increase your disease resistance with the buffs. Up first, guys, we have chicken noodle soup. So chicken noodle soup is for the carnivore mutation. It's going to give you a +20 disease resistance and +25 if you have strange numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then, guys, we have company tea. second time making its appearance on this list. It is for the herbivore mutation. It's going to give you plus 40 disease resistance, and then plus 50 if you have strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Alright guys, up next is inner flux. This is going to be active for both mutations. It's going to give you plus 10 disease resistance and plus 12.5 if you have either mutation, active for 30 minutes. Following that, we have infused blood leaf tea for the herbivore mutation. It is going to give you a plus 40 damage resistance and plus 50 if you have strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Then we have mountain hawks. This is going to be for the carnivore mutation. It is going to give you a plus 20 disease resistance with the mutation and plus 25 if you have strange in numbers, and this will last for 30 minutes. Then we have a few herbivore items. The first one's going to be razor grain soup, giving you a plus 20 disease resistance and plus 25 with strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Simple blood leaf tea is another herbivore item, plus 10 disease resistance with the mutation and plus 12.5 with strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. And finally, the last one of the disease resistance group is going to be vegetable mealy soup. This is going to give you a plus 40 disease resistance with the mutation and plus 50 with strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Alright guys, up next is energy resistance food. This is going to be items that give you energy resistance with the respected mutation. So guys, up first we do have crispy cave cricket. So up first guys, we do have crispy cave cricket. This is going to give you a plus 20 energy resistance and plus 25 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have the first herbivore item on the list. It's going to be fire cap soup. It's going to give you a plus 50 energy resistance with the mutation and plus 62.5 energy resistance with strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have two more herbivore items. Both give you the same buffs. We have fire cap tasty souffle and glowing fungus puree, which both are going to give you a plus 70 energy resistance with the mutation and plus 87.5 if you have strange in numbers. That's a pretty good energy resistance buff right there, active for 60 minutes. Then we have three carnivore items that give you the same buffs. All three of them are going to be active for 60 minutes. There's going to be Mega Sloth Tenderloin, Rad Scorpion Filet, and Rad Scorpion Kebab. These are going to give you plus 70 energy resistance and plus 87.5 energy resistance if you get strange in numbers. Again, lasting 60 minutes. Some pretty good energy resistance buffs right here, not going to lie. Next on the list, guys, is going to be another carnivore item. It is going to be Rad Scorpion Steak, giving you a plus 50 energy resistance and plus 62.5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then guys, we have Rad Stag Stew, another carnivore item giving you a plus 70 energy resistance and plus 87.5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Then finally guys, we have Roasted Mega Sloth. This is for the carnivore mutation. It's going to give you plus 50 energy resistance and plus 62.5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Alright, up next guys is going to be HP regeneration food buffs. These are going to be items that give you HP regeneration with the respective mutation type. First on the list, we have a carnivore item. It's going to be blood pepper steak. This is going to give you a plus 0.5% regeneration with the mutation and 0.62% with strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Then we have the Death Claw egg omelet, which is going to give you a plus 0.24, and then if you have strange in numbers, 0.3% HP regen for 30 minutes. Then we have Granny's Tea. This is for the herbivore mutation, giving you a 0.26% HP regen, and with strange in numbers, 0.32% HP regen for 60 minutes. Then we have Melon Juice and Swamp Tofu, which are both going to give you the same buffs for the herbivore mutation, a plus 0.14% with the mutation and 0.17% with the mutation and strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. And then finally, the last two, swamp tofu soup and sweet potato stew, are going to give you the same buffs for the herbivore, both active for 60 minutes, a 0.5% HP regen per second, and 0.62 HP regen per second if you have strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Up next, we have luck food buffs. These are going to be food buffs that increase your luck. So we're going to jump right into these. Up first, we have Appalachian chili. This is going to give you a +4 luck boost with the mutation, +5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have awesome opossum bacon will give you the same buff, active for 30 minutes. Then we have our first herbivore item on the list for luck. It is going to be Charlie's Feed. This is going to give you a +2 luck and +2.5 if you have strange in numbers for 30 minutes. Then guys, we have Charred Scourge Beast Liver for the carnivore mutation. It's going to give you a +6 luck and +7.5 luck if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have another herbivore item, Chew Stick. This is going to give you a +2 luck with the mutation and +2.5 if you have strange in numbers as well, active for 30 minutes. Then guys, we have Iguana on a Stick for the carnivore mutation, giving you a +2 luck and +2.5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. And we also have Iguana Soup, which is going to be a 60-minute buff of a +6 luck with the base mutation and +7.5 if you have strange in numbers. Then we have Rudy's Canned Pozzoli coming back on the list yet again, +2 luck with the mutation, +2.5 if you have strange in numbers, active for only 10 minutes. Then guys, we have Seared Venison with Berries, giving you a +6 luck with the mutation and +7.5 luck with the mutation and strange in numbers for 60 minutes. And finally, we have Seasoned Rabbit Skewers, giving you a +2 luck with the mutation and +2.5 luck with strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Alright guys, moving on to the next one. This is going to be max AP food buffs. So these are going to be food buffs that increase your max AP. So first guys, for the carnivore mutation, we have cooked soft shell meat. This is going to give you a +40 max AP and +50 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have corpse seed juice for the herbivore mutation, giving you +20 max AP with the mutation and +25 max AP with the mutation and strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then guys, we have infused soot flower tea for the herbivore mutation, giving you +40 max AP and +50 max AP if you have strange in numbers for 60 minutes. Then we have lemonade, which is for the herbivore mutation, giving you +8 and a +10 with strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have poached angler for the carnivore mutation, giving you a +40 max AP and +50 with strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes as well. Then we also have roasted Mirelurk meat, again if you have the Mirelurk steamer, another free resource that just gets produced right here for you. It's going to increase it by 20 with the mutation and 25 with the mutation and strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. That was for the carnivore mutation. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Then we have s'mores. This will work for both mutations, giving you a +10 across the board regardless of strange in numbers or not, active for 60 minutes. Then we have simple soot flower tea. This is for the herbivore mutation, active for 10. This is for the herbivore mutation, guys, active for 30 minutes, giving you a +20 max AP, and with the mutation and strange in numbers, +25. Then we have steeped melon blossom tea for the herbivore mutation. This is going to give you a +40 max AP, +50 if you have strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Then finally guys, the last one on the max AP is going to be potato juice. This is for the herbivore mutation, giving you +20 max AP, +25 max AP if you also have strange in numbers applied, active for 30 minutes. Alright guys, the next category we're going to go into is max HP food buffs. These are going to be food buffs that increase your max HP you can have at a time. So up first guys, we have the blood bug steak with the carnivore mutation, giving you plus 60 with the mutation, plus 75 with the mutation and strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have carnival pie, works for either mutation, giving you plus 40 across the board for 60 minutes. The next two are going to be the same buffs guys. It's going to be the cranberry meatball grinder as well as the fast knock sausage. It is going to be for the carnivore mutation, and it is going to give you plus 80 max health and plus 100 if you have strange in numbers as well. The cranberry meatball grinder active for 90 minutes. The fast knock sausage only 30. Then guys, we have the Nuka dog and the hot dog. This is going to be for the carnivore mutation. It's going to give you plus 60 for both of them for max health with the mutation, and plus 75 if you have strange in numbers as well, both of them for 30 minutes. Then we have pumpkin pie guys. This is for both mutations. It's going to give you plus 40 max HP across the board for 60 minutes. And finally, the first herbivore one on the board that's just for herbivore, potato salad. It's going to give you plus 60 max HP with the mutation, plus 75 if you also have strange in numbers for 30 minutes. Up next guys is melee damage. So these are going to be buffs that are going to give you an increase to melee damage. Alright, and these are going to be pretty easy to go over because there's only two different buffs for these. So first off, they're all for the carnivore mutation. The first round is going to be glowing meat steak, mutant hound chops, mutton chops, yaoguai ribs. These are all going to give you plus 20% melee damage with the mutation, plus 25% melee damage with the mutation and strange in numbers. All of them active for 30 minutes. And then guys, we have the mutant hound stew, mutton meat pie, and yaoguai roast. All of them are going to give you a plus 30% melee damage and plus 37.5% melee damage. All of them active for 60 minutes. Alright guys, the next food buffs are going to be a increase to your perception on your specials. So up first guys are going to be two herbivore mutation ones. It's going to be caramel mut fruit and carrot flower nectar. Both of them giving you plus 2 perception with the mutation and plus 2.5 with the mutation and strange in numbers for 30 minutes. Then guys, we have three more: carrot soup, gourd soup, and pumpkin soup, giving you plus 4 perception each and plus 5 if you have strange in numbers and the mutation on it at the same time, active for 30 minutes. Then we have our first carnivore item on the list, rat steak, giving you plus 4 perception with the mutation and plus 5 with the mutation and strange in numbers for 30 minutes. Then we have simple gut shroom tea. That's a fun one to say for the herbivore mutation, plus 2 perception and plus 2.5 with strange in numbers for 30 minutes. Then guys, we have steeped carrot flower tea for the herbivore mutation, plus 4 perception and plus 5 with strange in numbers for 60 minutes. Then we have sting wing stew for the carnivore mutation, plus 6 perception with the mutation and plus 7.5 with strange in numbers as well, lasting for 60 minutes. Then we have sweet water special blend for the herbivore, plus 4 perception, plus 5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Then guys, we have wolf ribs for the carnivore mutation, plus 4 perception with mutation and plus 5 if you have strange in numbers as well, active for 30 minutes. Rolling into the next one, guys. This one's going to be a quick one. It's going to be poison resistance. These are going to be foods that up your poison resistance. All three of them are going to be for the herbivore mutation, so that's going to be pretty easy. Up first, cave fungus soup, giving you a plus 20 poison resistance and plus 25 if you have strange in numbers for 30 minutes. Then you have steeped black bloodleaf tea, giving you plus 20 with the mutation and plus 25 if you have strange in numbers as well for 60 minutes. And then finally Tato soup with the plus 20 poison resistance and plus 25 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Alright guys, up next we do have endurance food buffs that increase the endurance special for you. First we have aged Mirelurk Queen Steak for the carnivore mutation, giving you a plus 6 endurance and plus 7.5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Then we have Clinton's Carnivore, which is going to be for the carnivore mutation, giving you a plus 4 endurance with the mutation and plus 5 if you have strange in numbers as well for 30 minutes. Then we have Dog Meat Steak, giving you plus 6 and plus 7.5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Alright, then we have two that are going to give you the same buff. Is going to be Grilled Hermit Crab and Grilled Radroach, giving you plus 2 endurance with the mutation and plus 2.5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have two more that are going to give you the exact same, Mirelurk Queen Steak and Mutt Chops, giving you plus 4 endurance and plus 5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then guys, we have Pemmican, which is going to give you plus 6 endurance and plus 7.5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Then we have Radroach Omelet, which is going to give you plus 2 endurance with the mutation and plus 2.5 endurance with strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then guys, we have Roasted Scourge Beast Heart. This is going to be for the carnivore mutation, of course. And this is going to give you plus 6 endurance with the mutation and plus 7.5 endurance with strange in numbers applied as well. And this is going to be active for 30 minutes. And then finally guys, we get into some herbivore items on the list. We have Slit Bean Soup, giving you plus 4 endurance with the mutation and plus 5 with strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have Starlight Berry Cobbler, giving you a plus 2 endurance and plus 2.5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes as well. Then guys, we have Steeped Gourd Blossom Tea, giving you plus 4 endurance with the mutation and plus 5 with strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Alright guys, the next category is going to be rad resistance. This is going to be items that help with your radiation resistance. Up first guys is Baked Boatfly. This is going to be for the carnivore mutation. It's going to give you plus 20 radiation resistance and plus 25 if you have strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then you have Boatfly Loaf, which is for the carnivore mutation, giving you plus 60 radiation resistance and plus 75 if you have strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Then you have Glowing Fungus Soup for the herbivore mutation, giving you plus 40 rad resistance with the mutation and plus 50 if you have strange in numbers, lasting for about 30 minutes. Then guys, we have Mirelurk Cake with Blood Leaf Aioli for the carnivore mutation, giving you plus 60 radiation resistance and plus 75 if you have strange in numbers. This will be active for 90 minutes. What a buff there. Then guys, we have Soot Flower Herb Paste, Steeped Strangler Bloom Tea, and Steeped Strangler Pod Tea, all for the herbivore. They're all going to give you plus 40 rad resistance with the mutation and plus 50 of stranger in numbers. The only difference between the three is Soot Flower Herb Paste only lasts for 30 minutes. The other two teas will last for 60. Alright guys, now we're going to roll into the strength food buffs. Up first we have Charlie's Milk, which is going to work for both mutations. It's going to give you plus 1 across the board for 30 minutes. Then guys, for the carnivore mutation, it's going to be the Deathclaw Steak. It's going to give you plus 4 with the mutation and plus 5 with strange in numbers, active for 30 minutes. Then we have Deathclaw Wellington, which is for the carnivore mutation. It's going to give you a plus 6 mutation buff if you have the mutation and plus 7.5 if you have strange in numbers, active for 60 minutes. Then we have Gulper Stuffed Foot. This is going to give you plus 4 strength and plus 5 if you have strange in numbers and the mutation for 60 minutes. Then we have mole rat chunks for the carnivore mutation, as well as mole rat jerky, which is both going to give you +2 strength with the mutation, and +2.5 strength if you have strength in numbers active for 30 minutes. Then we have a herbivore item, simple fern flower tea, guys, giving you +2 strength and +2.5 strength for 30 minutes. Then we have steeped fern flower tea for the herbivore mutation, giving you +4 strength and +5 if you have strange numbers active for 60 minutes. Then finally, we have the sting wing fillet for the carnivore mutation, giving you +4 strength with the mutation and +5 strength if you have strange in numbers active for 30 minutes. Moving on to the next category, we have VATS critical foods. These are going to be foods that increase your VATS criticals, and these are going to be all herbivore, so that's going to be pretty easy to distinguish which one you would like in this category if this is what you're looking for. Herbivore will cover all these. So first up, guys, we have blight soup. This is going to give you +100% VATS critical if you have the mutation, and +125% critical damage if you have strange in numbers active for 30 minutes. Then we have firecracker berry juice, giving you +50% critical damage and +62.5% critical damage if you have strange in numbers active for 30 minutes. And then finally, guys, mega sloth mushroom soup, steeped trestle tea, and sweet mut fruit tea all will give you the same buffs. It's going to be 100% critical damage increase with the mutation, and +125% critical damage increase with strange numbers. The only difference is mega sloth mushroom soup will only be active for 30 minutes, the other two for 60. Alright, guys, and the last category I have for you is going to be the XP food buffs. These are going to be food buffs that give you a increased duration. These are going to be food buffs that increase the XP you earn while playing with these food buffs applied. So first up, guys, we have canned meat stew. This is for the carnivore mutation. It's going to give you 10% XP boost with the mutation, and 12.5 if you have stranger numbers for 60 minutes. Then you have cranberry cobbler, giving you 10% XP boost and 12.5% XP boost if you have strange in numbers active for 30 minutes. Then you have cranberry juice, which is also for the herbivore mutation, giving you 4% XP boost with the mutation and 5% with it with strange in numbers, and then that will be active for 30 minutes. Then you have cranberry relish, which is for the herbivore mutation. This will give you 20% XP boost with the mutation and 25% if you have strange in numbers for 60 minutes. Then you have gut shroom soup for the herbivore mutation, giving you 10% XP increase, as well as a 12.5% XP increase with strange in numbers. This will be active for 30 minutes. Then finally, guys, you have tasty squirrel stew for the carnivore mutation. This will give you a +20 XP with the mutation and +25% if you have strange in numbers applied for 60 minutes. And while that's going to be about 95% of all the food buffs for the mutations, I'm only saying 95% because I'm sure there's one or two of them that I've probably missed, and you guys are going to let me know which ones those are in the comment sections down below. This was just a quick video, guys, to show you the buffs that you can get from foods with these mutations. I am working on getting a complete food buff guide out there, as well as in that guide I will include the spoilage times for each of the food items in there as well. I'm working on it. That one's going to take a little bit more time than this one took for me. I did have to do a lot of research for this one to figure out a lot of the recipes I didn't have. So I know this one was a lot of numbers, but if you bared with me this far into the video, guys, please press that like button down below. Also, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. That's going to do it for the video today. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe, join the Discord. But anyways, I appreciate all the support, guys. The channel support to me has just been absolutely amazing. I want to thank each and every one of you guys so much. It means the world to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I truly appreciate it. And well, that's gonna do it. So as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.